Alright. Hey everybody, my name is Frank, this is Emily, and this is Ed. And we are going to present the Franklin Street Recycling Center. The problem and pain that we got is that Indiana landfills are reaching capacity, and neighbors of our communities do not want to expand land or more landfills. And that's a huge problem because all these articles confirm this fact, and we find multiple researches that also validate this fact that Indiana landfills are maxing their capacity. And Zach is going to explain how we solve this problem.
So our solution is the Franklin Street Recycling Center. We are going to be taking in aluminum, glass, paper, and cardboard. Each of their values are labeled there in cents per pound. Hopefully it'll be funded by the West Side Nut Club. We're still waiting to hear back from them. It is encouraged by the use of bars and then locals around the area. It is 75% of the trash that bars and locals throw away consists of these three, so aluminum, glass, paper, and cardboard. And we also found that in landfills, a lot of the capacity is taken up by packaging material as well. So that's a big contributor of that is cardboard. And then the proceeds would go to Franklin Street development. This is our process. So the process would be the Franklin Street bars and bars around the area, and then locals from around the area would bring their recyclable materials to the Franklin Street Recycling Center. Once we reach somewhat of the capacity, we'd bring it to the Evansville Material Recycling Inc., which is where we would gain our income, and then we would hopefully use it for Franklin Street development. So our industry trends, the first one is automatic recycling centers, which this is prominent in European countries, such as Ireland and Scotland. Tesco is similar to a Sam's Club in the US, and they've developed a system. This is a smaller version, but a larger version. You can throw your trash in it. It separates all of the recycled material, leaves the trash behind. Also, there's the European recycling competition. It's more of a rivalry, but the US sits at 34.3%, whereas Austria is at the top with 62.8%, followed by close second and third. Those top countries are also looking forward to composting, which is the second step in the recycling circle. Where composting, they're taking the food that is going into landfills, and then they're using it for soil. So that comes after the first step of recycling. Our opportunity size, so we looked at bars around the Evansville area, which total of just above 50. Then we found a concentration on Franklin Street, which Franklin Street has 7 bars, and then in addition a couple of restaurants. Also, Franklin Street holds a West Side Nut Club and the Fall Festival and the Franklin Street Market, which all would be of potential customers. And Emily will present next.
So our competitive advantage over our competitors, our primary one for Westsiders is going to be the landfill. Both us and the landfill offer convenient drop-off. Anyone can come and drop off recycled materials or trash to the landfill. The second is that we focus specifically on recycled materials, your aluminum, glass, and paper goods. And the landfill does not. They just throw it into general trash. And then, big difference, the landfill charges tipping fees. Every time you come, there's going to be a charge, and then there's going to be a charge for heavy materials, those kinds of things. We don't have that. Anyone can come, bring their recycled goods, and it's free. Last big thing is the green movement. The landfill creates more harm for the community. They're not recycling. They're creating a lot of byproducts that are not good for us. And then we will be affecting this by giving good feedback and doing good for the community and managing recycled goods responsibly. And then on our lean canvas, our problems are that the landfill is reaching capacity. They can't handle how much trash we're creating. Aluminum, glass, and paper goods are not being recycled responsibly. And third, countries outside of the United States are far ahead of us in technology with recycled goods. Our solution is the Franklin Street Recycling Center. And our value proposition is for people, in particular bars on the west side, that want to join the green movement. And then our customer segment are for bars on Franklin Street and also on the west side. This would be convenient for them. residents of the West Side and Evansville. And then once we collect these recycled goods, they would go to the Material Recycling Inc., where they would be handled responsibly. And then on to Frank for our channels.
We have 3 channels. First of all, the West Side nightclub, social media such as Facebook, and the Franklin Street Association. The 2 unfair advantages that we are pretty clear. It doesn't take up unfair amount of land, and we don't use a lot, barely no capacity. And the 3 key metrics that we have, the amount of recycled material, the number of participants who recycle, and the reduce of landfill intake onto them.
So what is our value proposition? For bars and residents on the West Side, we're offering convenience, we're offering free services, and they're also going to be able to participate in the green movement. And then, unlike our competitor, Franklin Street Recycling Center, will offer recycled goods that will intake recycled goods, and there will be no capacity. Once it's full, we empty it, and we can always take in more. There's never going to be a cap on how much we can take in, and it'll also be more attractive for the community. There's not going to be any smell, there's not going to be any leakage or anything like that. And that is why we think the Recycling Center is a good addition to our community and a good investment.